got any beefs?
I do have a beef. Shitty ball valves is my beef. Or is a beef. The problem with a shitty ball valve is over time it will calcify and then you won't be able to turn it and it will get harder to turn. And for a while you'll be able to turn it with channel locks and then you'll snap the handle off and then you're in trouble.
Richard, this beef is crazy because it's majorly, it's ubiquitous. Even
So,
it's
yeah, go ahead.
on gorgeous systems, on people that I look up to, on this or that. And I'm not browbeating anyone, but when you make the choice, which I think most people do, hard plumbing nowadays, it's not rocket science. Remember, like soft plumbing is sort of old school, but you make the choice to do that. It's fine. You can get all the fittings in the pipe from Home Depot or Lowe's, but beefer, you cannot use ball valves from Home Depot or Lowe's. Those are irrigation ball valves. They're garbage.
They are. Now, I'll disagree with you slightly, but not really.
Okay.
If you've got a saltwater mixing station and you've got valves that are, that have a couple of inches of pipe on either side, go ahead, use a shitty ball valve, right?
I still say no.
Well, I would say no as well, but in that situation, cutting out that valve and replacing it, you don't have to shut anything down. You're right. That thing is empty of water from time to time anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not that big a deal, right?
One of the things I hate about shitty ball valves is it takes so much pressure to turn them, because those ones you get at the big box store are meant for landscaping and you barely ever turn those.
And you also don't have the shitty fucking hard water that we have going through them.
Yeah, well, we do here in Texas as well.
But it's not like running salt water through them.
Yeah. But, and so the question is, why would I put a ball valve anywhere on an aquarium where I don't want that son of a bitch to turn when I want it to turn? I'm sorry, getting back to how much pressure it takes to turn those shitty ball valves. If you have a long run of plumbing and you sort of, in my opinion, did your plumbing sort of wrong, a long run of unsupported PVC, every time you turn that ball valve, you're like tweaking the bulkhead it's connecting to, tweaking the everything it's connected to.
So, and I'm not talking about, some people think when you say a good ball valve, they think you put a true union ball valve everywhere. And that's not the case at all. Although, if you can, they're great because much easier to swap stuff out, right? But the Hayward ball valve, just the regular glue ball valve, how much are they? You buy them more often than I do.
Now, that's the thing, because that's my only caveat that I totally understand, is because I'm thinking 3 brands off the top of my head that I like a lot. And
Spears.
They're pricey. Spears,
Hayward,
Asahi, and Hayward.
Yeah, those are the 3.
And go Google an Asahi ball valve, and just sit down first.
Yeah, they're great.
They're incredible,
and they
also incredibly expensive.
You can change the ball.
Yeah.
So these things are made for you to replace parts and leave them forever.
Yeah.
But the Haywards are fine too. The Spears are fine. They're fine. They are more expensive than the $2 one you're going to get at Home Depot.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a quick story. When I set up the system under the house, between the sump and the return pump, I had a shitty ball valve. And it finally went. And it took me a long time to be able to deal with it. What I did, luckily I had a bulkhead, so I just got an 1.5-inch plug. Plugged the bulkhead from the inside of the sump, and then was able to cut out the old shitty ball valve.
Okay.
Right? And that was by design. It was like, yes, I'm using shitty ball valves, but I know I'm able to isolate this line if I need to. But my God, it would have been so much easier just to turn the ball valve and have it isolated.
I just can't help but to think that I want to start a garage punk band called Old Shitty Ball Valve.
Old Shitty Ball Valve. I think you should. And your first song is going to be Piece of Mustache. So
For anyone listening, I've been slowly shaving off my beard, and all I have now is a piece of mustache.
If you are a newer reefer and you decide that you want to use shitty ball valves because they're less expensive, and they are like by like $20 each, right?
But just the less shitty ball valve.
If you can,
I think never from Home Depot or Lowe's. Those are not meant for aquarium stuff. But as far as I've seen, the crazy thing is like Hayward, Spears, and Asahi. I don't know any aquarium retailers that are selling those. Just because they can. No,
you got to order them.
Yeah,
but you can also order them.
That's like McMaster Car and.
Yeah, there's lots of plumbing places online you can order them.
Yeah.
Look, here's the deal. Just know, if you use a shitty ball valve, at some point you're probably going to have a bad time because of it.
You're going to regret it.
You know? And I think I didn't cut mine out and replace the shitty ones. I just did that fucking end cap on it whenever I had to service the pump for like 3 or 4 years.
Oh.
Yeah. Because for some reason I thought the juice was worth the squeeze. It was, what was it? It was easier and took less time for me to do that than to cut it out and replace it. Which is, as you know, my MO for everything. Right? Yeah. It's just, I'd rather be kiting than chopping out plumbing. So there. Have we killed this? Look, so why did this beef come up? Somebody was talking about shitty ball valves. And I was like, just, you know, I don't like irresponsible using shitty ball valves. If you use shitty ball valves,
maybe.
If you use shitty ball valves, know they're going to suck, and then your life is going to suck while you replace them. And own that. If you don't want to own that.
Buy all the rest of your plumbing, the fittings, the pipe, all that from Home Depot, Lowe's, totally fine. But put some forethought into the components that twist and turn, and you don't want them to be that crappy.
I can make the knockdown argument for good ball valves, right? Let's say it was going to cost you $200 extra to buy good ball valves. The first time something goes bad in the middle of the night that you can fix by turning a ball valve that doesn't move, you will then go, fuck, it so would have been worth it to spend the extra money on good ball valves.
You're not going to go, I'm so glad I got this $2 ball valve that's now stuck.
Yeah. You'll go, it's the middle of the night. There are problems. I'm smart enough to have heater and water motion devices in my sump and in my tank. I'm unplugging this and turning off the ball valve, and I'll deal with this in the morning.
I have actually seen a case. Now, this is where, you know, and it wasn't me. I was watching someone mess with a tank. And someone didn't plumb it very well, and there was a $2 ball valve, and they went to turn the ball valve, and it cracked the pipe over by the bulkhead, and it was just hilarity ensued.
Now, just add on to this, there is a reason to use Schedule 80 plumbing everywhere instead of Schedule 40, and that's Schedule 40, the white stuff, Schedule 80, the gray stuff. Schedule 40 gets brittle over time.
Yep.
So your ability just to chop something out, I mean, the Schedule 80 gets brittled as well, but twice as slowly. 40 and 80, right? Man, when you go to chop something out and you shatter the whole line, your day has just become harder.
Well, Richard, you know this too, because Lord knows when I go to a new system and it needs to be replumbed, and so I'm removing Schedule 40 PVC. And I do use Schedule 40 on some things, fresh water and, low budget saltwater aquariums, this and that. It's not that I don't use it, but when you go to use your pipe cutter to cut off a little section of old Schedule 40, and no, it doesn't cut.
Wear your safety glasses. Wear your safety glasses.
It shatters like 2 feet across the pipe. It's like, wow.
Now
dude.
That's it. I got a crap ton of Schedule 40 around. But it's probably good for another 20 years. We replaced some of it when you were here a few years ago.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, some of it shattered when I was cutting it.
Yeah, but we were able to fix that.
Because we're pros.
So what you do, you use a saw instead of a pipe cutter.
Yeah.
Because a pipe cutter works with pressure, and no one ever changes the blade. Anyway, I would say use the better plumbing if you can. But it's all learning experiences. You know, at some point you're gonna be punching yourself in the neck, going, I wish I would used better ball valve, because now my tank is leaking and it's 2 a.m. and I got to get on a plane tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything about it.
Well,
and then you'll just use a non-true union, and you'll be like, fuck, if I had only used a true union, this would be fixed right now.
Yeah.
I would just swap it out.